I think one of the most dangerous depressions is high functioning depression, where you still go to work, you still go to school, you're still functioning, you still do your job, you're living your life, you're paying your bills, but you are dying inside and nobody takes it serious.
Yo, it's your boy Demarcus Duhart. I am back, guys. How you guys doing, man? Right now, we're just gonna get into the topic. I'm sure a couple different clips, but it's about a guy who was laid off in his 50s, guys. He was laid off in his 50s, and that's a sad scenario. He actually was laid out twice in his 50s, guys, and that is insane, man. I'm not gonna play the sound effects. I know you guys are gonna be tripping about that, but just understanding laid off in his 50s twice. And I got family members that's laid off right now, especially in this economy, man. Something's got to happen. But we just want to talk about the psychological effects of how it is being laid off, man. I've been laid off plenty of times when I was younger, before I started learning how to really build sustainable ways of always having an income flow. Like, one of the ways is making your own business. You can make a sustainable business way better than any other corporation is going to be able to give you guys. So that's one thing to always understand. You can take it in yourself and make your own business if you don't want to work for someone else. I had a landscaping business out there in Tampa, Florida. That was great, but it was hot. It was hot outside, man. So I stopped doing that and I made a logistics business. So now I'm in logistics, which has been great for the last 5 years. It's great. My business generating over 6 figures each year. So I'm blessed, man. So, but let's go right into it, man. Let's see exactly and explain to you guys. I'm going to see and explain to you guys what being laid off, and I don't really got to tell you guys this because but this is just a psychological effect we don't know as a people, but it happens all the time. Being laid off from a job, it basically have so many different psychological effects on you, impacting various different ways of your life and your mental health. You got to realize that your self-esteem, how it feels when you get laid off, man. You feel like the loser out of everybody, man, and it honestly, it sucks, man. It really does suck. I felt proud of myself all the time working for some of these companies because we attach our self-being to the job. Stress and anxiety, man. The stress and anxiety of losing a job is insane, guys. I know, I got gray hairs now for all the stress and anxiety I've been through in life, man. But at the same time, study waiting to see if they're gonna lay you off or anything. We're gonna get into that, man. But it is sad going through that. It feels like no one's even looking out for you anymore. Depression's a big one, man. Losing your job can lead to depression, loss of sleep, loss of appetite, and just barely sleeping all day or just down and out because the depression monster got you. So we're going to find out some different ways of how we can defeat that depression, man. Identity crisis, especially if you've been working there years. Some of these older guys, they've been working there for so long, man, like 10, 15 years, 20 years. And then you start to socially isolate yourself. Once you start doing that, you start being resentful. You start not wanting to do nothing no more, and then you become just that bitter person, man. But what I'm saying is, if any of you guys are dealing with any of that, I definitely advise you guys to go seek support. Talking to friends and family. If they're not listening, talk to a mental health professional, man. I definitely support people going to go talk to mental health strategists and people that deal with this on a daily basis, that know and will help you get out of this, man. And later on, we're going to go through a couple things we could talk about that will actually help you guys cope. Anybody that needs help out there, to really understand that you can do a lot of this stuff yourself. So this guy right here was laid off in his 50s. Let's see his story. Let's see.
I was retrenched in my 50s twice. Neither of them ended up being nice companies to work for. The first retrenchment was at 58, and then barely a year later, the very first week where COVID started, I was retrenched again. So I'll get into the details now of how I got retrenched.
Retrenched.
The first one, I was working at the company for 8 years, so I gave myself a reputation of being reliable and able to deliver. And then quite suddenly we had a new CEO. And this CEO came from a company that just went through a massive merger takeover. So this CEO had a reputation for, playing the takeover merger market. So quite quickly it became evident that this person was only interested in setting up the company I was working for as an acquisition, so he could make a nice hefty fee for himself at the expense of hundreds of workers. So first off, I must say that the company I worked for was one of the largest IT recruiters in Australia. They had hundreds of IT staff. So this company was not suffering financially, and they were running a good profit. So the reason for the retrenchment had nothing to do with waning profits or shrinking markets or anything like that. In actual fact, the markets were growing. So it was all about making the company more attractive for a takeover and having the company take over, acquire the jobs of the existing staff. So that's how that happened.
Dang, bruh, man said that basically he was working for a company, and as he was working for that company was doing very well. They hired a new CEO, and that CEO took over their company and hired new people. My God. That is terrible, man. I hate that happened to him, man. So that was the first time he was laid off. He was 58, or he was working there 8 years, and it's insane that he had to go through that, man. They should have at least let him stay for a while longer. Like, man, laying somebody off in their 50s and that they're 50 that's tough work.
So the process of the takeover ended up almost taking 2 years, and we were all quite sneakily let go, every few days. So it wasn't all at once, it was gradual, and there was no warning that something was going to happen. They also made us sign a gag order, so we actually couldn't communicate to the media what was happening.
Wow.
And for that we actually received quite a hefty bonus to our retrenchment pay. So I wasn't going to argue with that. So in the end I found that the skeleton staff did remain, but the staff that remained wasn't indicative of their abilities or...
Man, tell me this guy's in Australia without telling me this guy's in Australia. Did you just use that animal background? What's this guy?
Or being the best workers or anything. It was more the people who stayed were the ones who brown-nosed the best, basically. So if I can backtrack a little bit, when this new CEO came in to the company, very quickly, within weeks, he already gutted the upper management and replaced it with his own cronies, which was his management from his former company.
Wow.
So, and their managers and their peers were very much selected to go with their strategy and to abide by them. So all of a sudden we had new team leaders, new managers above them. A lot of them didn't even have any IT experience at all, and they were just shocking. They were terrible.
Wow.
But they had one good thing, is they were very good cronies and they did exactly what the CEO wanted. So those are the type of people that survived the takeover. And I'm no brown noser, so I got let go, which was kind of crushing at that age. This was 6 years ago, and I'm still basically unemployed. So that shows you how life-changing this is when you get retrenched as an older person. So anyway, after all that, I got retrenched. I got another job. I passed their exam. A lot of IT places like to give you tests. They think you're useless unless you pass their little test. That's enough.
So listen, the guy said, I was no brown noser. I wasn't going to be a guy who's just going to go with status quo. I'm rolling with the guys I came with, and I'm rolling out with them too. Man, you got to give it up to bruh. I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. Honestly, I don't know if it was the best decision, but at the same time, if that was the decision that you made that you feel comfortable with for the rest of your life, if it was good for you, then it's good for me. So I'm glad you did what you did. But like he said, he got entrenched and he was uptrenched. So I guess that's the word they use in Australia. Entrenched. That means you got a job.
Another story. But anyhow, I got employed with them. And then about 5 months into that, my father died. And then I ended up having to be the executive of a will. And I found the entire process extremely stressful and life-changing. And when I came back to work, I must admit my
Here's dog.
my workability was a bit lower than normal, mainly because I was just super stressed. And the company I worked for, their reward was to let me go because I wasn't productive enough. I knew it was coming because the way they gave me tasks, the team leader, he would on purpose not explain things very well, or he would omit certain things. In other words, setting me up for the failure on purpose, and then he would go talk about me behind my back to the CEO of that company. I knew it was coming, and then when I got called in, I knew what it was going to be, so I already had prepared all my speech, and I already had prepared all the little details on what this person had been doing to me to set me up for failure.
My
and then
God.
the CEO was quite sort of like taken aback and saying, well, why didn't you tell me earlier? You know, we could have moved you somewhere else into the company. And I said, well, why didn't you ask me to get the other side of the story instead of just believing what one person says? I mean, that's management 101. I mean, you have to get both sides of the story. You can't just listen to one person.
So we definitely get exactly. I don't know what kind of animal that is, but in Australia, you got some monsters out there, I believe, because that thing sound crazy in the background, man. Insane. But as he said right now, his father passed away, and RIP to his father. His father left him a will that he was now in charge of and did not know how to take care of that, which well money is good money. That's good oil. And he didn't know how to do that and work his job he had at the same time. And his all his attention at his age was not being able to focus on said task. So they started knowing this, and then he basically felt that they already was going to kick him out the door. So as he was already out the door, you know, he prepared a speech, and buddy was gone, man. So like I said, I can tell from this video that he was hurt. He really needs to talk to friends, seek support, man. You guys should give him a like and comment and subscribe part, man. I feel sorry for the guy. Give him a subscribe on his YouTube channel. It is Aged Blocked on YouTube channel, Aged Blocked. Thank you for letting me use that as content, guy. It is insane that, you know, you trying to learn something, your father has passed away, and then you have to deal with that at the end. That is terrible, man. That is terrible. So then we come to another scenario where this lady is going to share her story about what just happened, how she got laid off. And as you see, she's already finna go off. Wow.
I lost my job today. Very unexpectedly, I logged on to work this morning after being off for a week out of town with my daughter for a dance competition. Totally expecting that meeting to be kind of a catch-up session with my boss. And this lady hops on that I don't recognize. Now, we just hired somebody, and I believe today's her first day. And so I naively, for a moment, thought, this must be the new girl, because she was going to be part of our team and report to the same manager as me. So I thought, you know, maybe this is a formal introduction or, you know, what have you. And lo and behold, the new person that was on the call was actually HR. My boss was a little late to the call, and when she hopped on, she was visibly disturbed. I could tell she was really uncomfortable. And I immediately said, "What's up?" And she rattled off a few things in probably under 30 seconds and then hopped off the call and let HR take the rest. Now, I've been in leadership in the past. I've been a boss. I know the deal. So I'm not totally surprised by how the call went. What I'm super surprised about is their reasoning for letting me go.
Man.
So supposedly my performance hasn't been up to par. But interestingly enough, I had an annual review 2 months ago. And despite not getting a very big raise.
And that's the thing, guys, man. These W-2 jobs can let you go at any time. And this is sad that she went through this, man. She just got done doing something for her daughter. Oh, this is terrible. Wow.
I did get a very good review. Matter of fact, my boss rated me higher in every single category than I rated myself. That was just 2 months ago. So I'm super confused. I got most of my crying out earlier.
Oh, man.
But it might happen again on this video.
Uh-oh. Don't do that.
I'm really just here to vent because I'm frustrated and I'm scared. The job market is terrible. I have about $6,000 in monthly expenses. And they only gave me 1 month severance. I have things I can do to fall back. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here to really, besides vent, talk about looking at the brighter side. Today's July 15th, 2024, and I stumbled.
Like I said, guys, people are getting cut left and right. So you gotta have something back, something to fall on. If you don't, you're gonna fall on straight depression, straight trying to survive, straight trying to get over anxiety. Because taking a job loss like these two people I've just shown you will just tear you apart, man. You can put down in the comments down below, have you ever been through a job loss, to realize that it's really not that you're trying to be like that, but it happens that when you do lose a job or you do lose a family member, that you can't really fight the depression. It just clings on to you. It's as natural as, breathing. Have you ever had two dogs and then you lose one dog and the other dog is all of a sudden depressed? So that's something to understand as well. Let's show exactly a little bit of a snippet of what this girl explains as depression.
I think one of the most dangerous depressions is high functioning depression, where you still go to work, you still go to school, you're still functioning, you still do your job, you're living your life, you're paying your bills, but you are dying inside and nobody takes it serious because they're like, oh, she's still getting everything done and she's still smiling whole time. Those are the people that you need to watch. Those are the people that you're like, wow, she just died? Like, she just committed, unaliving herself? Like, how? Like, how when she was just smiling? How when she was just getting up to go to work? How when she was just with her kids? Like, how? Because the most dangerous part of being a high functional depressive person is that most of the time you cannot tell. You cannot tell unless you're very close to that person. You cannot tell that they're depressed. I think.
Yes, that's very, very true, guys. High functioning depression, like this lady is saying, is when it looks like everything's just a-okay. My brother, I believe, was high functioning depressive at the time he was incarcerated. So I used to always send him money and think that he was a-okay, but unfortunately, he wasn't, and he passed away. So, high functioning depression is basically when you think everything's okay with the person, and then all of a sudden they're unalived. you know. So it's good to check on your people. It's good to come and look at you, look after them, or just if you know them good enough, check out the signs early and take them to go seek help, or try to help them yourself, or try to give them different coping mechanisms, which I will give you guys in the next section. But you guys got to realize that sometimes it's hard, and sometimes we make it harder on ourselves. So let me know if this is harder on ourselves, guys. This girl is saying that she's breaking down after a 40-hour work week. While people are getting fired, she's breaking down that she's working.
Why is it that I have to work 40 hours a week just so I can have a place to live? 40 hours a week makes me $2,000 a month, and my rent is $1,660. So I work 40 hours a week so I can have a 2-bedroom apartment. I don't know what to do. I'm not made for this.
You know, a lot of
like, she says she's not made for this, but at the same time, people would do anything to be in her position. It is insane that she's complaining that she's working and having the ability to pay her bills, while other people are losing the ability to pay their bills. So it's different sides of the coin. You see that it's like you're damned if you do and damned if you don't. Like, people are out here struggling just to get a job. People are out here losing jobs, and people are out here complaining that they're working too much in their job. So guys, how do we win the battle? How do we win the game of life? So one way to do it is to understand, if you're dealing with depression, if you're dealing with this, you should, I'm not a mental health professional. This is all just research I've done. You could take it for face value, or you should not take it for face value, but I always recommend going to see and talk to a professional, a mental health professional regardless. So this is just me giving you guys some help, or you could say some strategies to do something. So one of them is establishing new daily goals and small daily goals. Just get some wins out the day, guys. Just get some wins. Practice self-care. Go get your hair and nails done. Go get your manicure, pedicure. Go do that, man. Some of you guys ain't even taking showers. Go take a shower. Go get groomed, man. Go find some new activities. Get out the house. Stop playing the game. Go outside and go walk. Go outside to your local archery place and go shoot some arrows. Go, and you might make some new friends. Go exercise. Go to the gym, or go buy some exercise equipment and put it in your backyard or in your living room and work out for 30 minutes a day. Just that amount of time working out will get you guys in a better state of mind, a way better state of mind, because most of the time it's because you guys are not moving. You guys are not moving around. You guys are not focusing. And then the depression sets in. It sets in and it gets you. That's how it happens, because you're not moving enough. So the way you guys are eating, stop eating junk food, McDonald's, Burger King. Cook a meal. Vegetables, meat, different seasonings, some pasta on the side. Eat more healthier. All that stuff they're putting in the food, it's not necessarily good for you. It might be tasty, but at the same time, you need some natural food that you're cooking yourself. So these are just all simple techniques and simple strategies that you guys can use daily that will help you get a free session in. You can also get the $50 jobs that's near you. You can download that for free, and I might have it in the link down below as a comment, a pinned comment, not just in the description. So you guys have a good day, man. Peace.